So I don't know who needs to hear this more. The people who are surrounding the addict, their families, or the addict themselves, or both of you, or both of us. People who end up in addiction, a large proportion of them are special. Many times we say this, when they speak sometimes in their addiction, we're like, wow, they have depth. They will talk about certain things that ordinary people don't talk about or don't think about. They can go into spiritual conversation that boggles your mind. They can go into science, into things that are beyond the norm things that people talk about. And when they're not that far, there's just things about them that make you realize. People are actually surprised because they're like, he's a drunkard, and yet his brain seems to work, because somehow we think that the alcohol fries the brain. It fries different parts of the brain, but the true person is still in there. So what do I mean when I say that they are special? A lot of these people have a spiritual gifting. They are here on earth to do a spiritual role that is important. It's just because we do not know, we have lost the art by losing the connection to our culture and our heritage and our ancestry. We have lost the art of identifying them and these gifts in them. The same way we say that, oh, they think that the world owes them, or, from a young age, we've seen this kind of behavior. These are things that elders noticed. These are things that traditional healers dealt with. And now, because we've lost that wisdom, everyone is herded into a classroom, and the only measure of difference is supposed to be how well you perform in your tests or in sports or whatever. No one is looking at the soul of the child. No one is trying to understand why this child seems different. It is very surface level, very shallow. No one is going in depth, so this child sits with their problem. But the special gifts that they hold are such that they are more spiritually attuned. And without the support, without control, without somebody holding their hands, then they end up in trouble. They end up being open in circumstances and situations that allow roaming spirits to get in and use them as hosts. Because they are already open to do the work that they came to do for their families. Yes, for their families. They carry a major responsibility for their families, and I'll talk about that in another video. They carry a major responsibility for their families that the family doesn't understand, because nobody is passing that wisdom down anymore. They don't understand, because the world is measuring us against a very different parameter. For us in Africa, we're being measured against a Western parameter. Exams, tests. I know what this is. This is a table, this is a chair. Huh? Man mecha, man kom, man chati. Manwa, that is in Acholi. But if I cannot say it in English, I'm not smart. I'm not smart. So, because the measure of the bar is set on something that is so far away from who we truly are as a people, we are constantly and consistently missing the reason why we are here. The deeper reason than making money to buy a house to continue working, and you're never in that house because you have to save the house. You come in too tired, you sleep. Some people have never walked into their compounds. Never. You pay somebody to clean your compound, to make sure it looks nice. You see it from a distance at 5 in the morning when you're leaving, and then you come back at night. You don't know what your compound looks like. Over the weekend, you're too tired. So, in the next video that talks about scapegoats, and sacrificial lambs. Let's get into what is special about these people who unfortunately end up in spaces of addiction and mental health issues.